Good morning to you. It's Daybreak at I-Fiber 1, 8:15. I got a great guest in studio talking about a big-time milestone around these parts, I guess. Kathy Geist from Mason Transit.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. We're 25 years old.
Congratulations.
I know. I don't know what that is in bus years. Like, is that the dog years
Right.
at 7? Bus years, buses have a different year.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
What a
I've
fun
learned
time.
that.
So you've been doing a little bit of the research, the history of Mason Transit, and you were telling me just a second ago that the Mason Transit Authority, not the original transportation system here in the county.
No. We had private people that did it way back in the day. And in fact, we have some really fun photos on our conference room wall. There's one of this sort of an old 40s looking bus vehicle, I don't know, 30s or 40s, I guess. And it just has Mason County Taxi on it. So yeah, they had all sorts of stuff going on. And in terms of getting people around, we weren't the first ones here to try it, but we did try it. We made 2 attempts in 85 and 88 to try to pass our benefit area. It finally passed in 91. I'm sure a lot of the people have already heard some of this history, but it's always nice to go back and look at it because history changes,
Sure.
right? Personal history. Okay, so then we finally passed it, and it was 0.2% that fund our service. Still the same. Services provided by a private provider. So at that time, we hired out. We didn't have people that worked for Mason Transit that drove the buses.
Oh, wow.
We hired out people to come in and do that for us, and it started in 1992. And then we started general dial-a-ride in the earlier days. In 93, we had 60,000 riders. And then we brought it in-house in 2005, which was I didn't know the history of Mason Transit. I have since I've worked here,
Sure.
but that one actually, I didn't realize that one until yesterday when I was reading it again. So yeah, we actually we've had the service with us since 2005, and we had 7 employees. Here's a fun fact. My sister, who lives in Texas now, was the first Mason Transit employee ever.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Has nothing to do with me now, of course, but she was hired first to sort of run the office when they started bringing some of those services in, and then she was there when they hired Dave O'Connell.
Okay, yeah.
So he was the second paid employee that Mason Transit had.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was really, I had remembered it, but I really didn't know it until 5 years ago when I started working for Transit, and my sister was like, wow, that's, yeah. So now, this year, actually 2016, 551,000 riders.
Nice.
Compared to 60 in 93. And of course we've grown, what we've done over time. It's been so nice to sort of be small because we can really be intimate with our riders and know what they want and be friends with them and listen to them, and they're comfortable coming to all of us and telling us over the years what they need. And so we've really, really tried over the years to meet as many needs as we can. And those are all so different. The needs for transportation are so different depending on each person's situation. So we have worker driver programs. So that started because of 9/11. We were going into Bremerton and we were going right into the shipyards.
Yeah.
And then after 9/11, they told us we couldn't do that anymore. And we were like, what are we going to do? Because we have all these guys and people that go to the shipyards. So we worked with Kitsap Transit, which is really nice because a lot of times it's hard to get into another county when it's already being served by a transit agency. So we worked with them and created this worker driver program that's now grown to several full-size coaches of people that go to the shipyards every day.
Yeah.
And so it was just every time things changed and the world changed, basically, we had, and that was a world change that happened.
Yeah.
And rural transit is always a bit of a challenge because we've got people that live out in the middle of nowhere with moats and crocodiles, apparently.
Yes.
So sometimes we can't even get to people, and they can't get to us, right? So we've tried to bring different programs in. We have the volunteer driver program that we did for those folks that can't ride that fixed route. We have volunteers. We need more volunteers. You basically make a little bit of side money on it. We pay a stipend, like the state stipend, so it pays for your gas and your oil and everything for your car. we have some drivers that do it just to make a little bit of extra money every month, but it's a really great thing to do because you volunteer basically. You do get paid a stipend. To go and help people over 60 that our routed service just won't work for them, either for medical reasons or for actually where they actually live. Maybe we can't get to them. And so that volunteer driver program is great. And that was just another thing that we looked and we thought, what are we going to do to help these people that can't be served with what we've got already? And so then we always look for money to pay for whatever service that we come up with. And so that one is we write a grant every year from AAA. We get LMT AAA. So that's a great program. We have the community van program, which a lot of people don't know about. It's a really great secret. And again, getting out there more to tell people about it. The community van program is a program where you can come in and rent a van from us, use a van from us, rent a van, and nonprofits, and you can use that van to do some sort of a community type event. You need to have someone that's a volunteer driver that will come and take a short safety course with us so that we can show them how to drive our van. And then there's different rates, but it's basically $15 a day, $195 a month. You could have this van all month long.
Wow.
We maintain it, and then we charge, I think it's 58 cents, 58.6 cents, whatever the state stipend is now for fuel. We charge you for the fuel. So you get the fuel at our cost. We maintain the van, and you get to rent it.
Wow.
And so I'm working on something right now. We have a need where some of our veterans aren't being able to get to their medical appointments up in Medical Lake. I call it American Lake, Medical Lake up there. That it's huge. It's like a city, and up by JBLM.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of transfers that they have to do. So I've been talking with the veterans, and I'm going there today at 10 o'clock to talk about how our community van program might help them. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So we would have a van going up there maybe once a week, every Thursday, all year long. And so the veterans would know to make their appointments that day.
Sure.
And then the van just stays there all day. Need volunteer drivers for that as well. So, but people always want to help veterans, and everybody wants to do something to help them. And so I think that that's going to work. But I'm meeting with them. So that's what we do. We just have needs come to us, and we try to figure out how to meet those needs. If you look back at our 7 employees that we had back in the early days, we have 85 employees now.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah.
And we're serving everybody, I hope. We're trying really hard. Then, of course, we came in and did something that nobody else has ever done and got accolades and awards for it, national awards for the TCC.
Yeah.
Because no one has ever done that, where they bring a transit hub into the same place that we have social services. And, of course, our building's full now of social
that's
services.
awesome.
So, I know. It's if you think about it in the 25 years. So that's a little bit of history. So what are we going to do to celebrate?
Yeah.
So we're doing all sorts of fun stuff, and it's probably going to grow. In my mind, it grows because I think of stuff that maybe can't work, and then I just replace it with something else that's fun. So one of the things we're going to do is a art contest with 3rd and 4th graders of the entire county. I'm going to be contacting all the schools. I've already contacted a couple of them. We're going to do an art contest to come up with a poster to celebrate our 25 years.
Oh, fun.
And then we're going to have a winner out of all of them. And then we're going to have that on the side of our bus for a year.
Nice.
So the artwork is going to be made into a sticker
bus
that
ad thing. Yeah.
that goes on the side of our bus. And so that'll be super fun.
Cool.
Yeah. And then we'll of course have a customer appreciation day, and we've decided to do that on December 1st because everything's happening downtown on December 1st. Shout out parade on Saturday the 2nd, December 2nd, December 1st. Lots of really great things happening downtown. So we'll do our celebration towards the afternoon, so people could come from our celebration with cake and hot chocolate and everything we do, and then really simply just walk over to the tree lighting, listen to the choir over there, and enjoy that afternoon and evening here in town. That'll be really fun, and it works out perfect.
That does.
So,
very nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep folks apprised of that as it's coming up close here on there. You can also find out all the information at masontransit.org. Get your trip planner in there. See the Twitter feed at Mason Transit, and on social media with Facebook and YouTube and things like that. We'll link this interview on there as well. Well, Kathy, it's always good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good
great
rest
day.
of your day.
You too, hon.